How does the smallest country on Earth end up holding one of the largest private gold reserves in Europe? They don't mine, they don't export, and their currency isn't even their own. And yet, behind the marble walls of Vatican City lies a treasury few have ever seen. Gold bars, rare coins, gifts from emperors, kings, and fascist regimes. In this video, we're breaking down the secret gold history of the Vatican, how it started, how it grew, and how it survived war, collapse, and scandal without ever being seized. You'll learn why the Vatican's gold is untouchable, how it's protected across multiple nations, and the real story behind the gold transfer made during World War II that involved the Nazis, the Red Cross, and a mysterious banking trail that still isn't fully declassified. And at the end, we'll show you the one location in Europe where Vatican-linked gold may still be hidden, and why no one's allowed to dig there. You're watching Dome Gilded, where we chase the metal, not the hype. Let's start with a fact almost no one talks about. The Vatican doesn't publish its gold holdings. Not officially, not publicly, not annually, and yet, according to leaked diplomatic cables and historical banking records, the Vatican's gold reserve is estimated to be between 60 and 100 tons scattered across Switzerland, the UK, and even the United States. That's more than many small nations. And unlike central banks, the Vatican's gold isn't held as a monetary reserve. It's held as power. But how did they get it? To answer that, we need to go back over 1,000 years when the church wasn't a city-state. It was an empire. Throughout the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church accumulated vast wealth through tithes, land ownership, and tribute. Kings paid the church to crown them. Warlords gave gold to seek divine favor, and monarchs bequeathed entire vaults of coinage in exchange for absolution. But the real accumulation began with the rise of the Papal States. From the 8th century to the 19th, the Pope didn't just lead the church, he ruled territory. And with territory comes taxes. For over 1,000 years, the Vatican didn't just collect faith, it collected tribute. And unlike kings who spent their gold funding wars, the church stockpiled it. Safely, quietly, without audit. Fast forward to the 20th century, when the Vatican's gold enters the modern financial system. And this is where things get murky. In 1929, the Lateran Treaty was signed between the Vatican and Mussolini's fascist government. As part of that deal, Italy paid the Vatican 750 million lire split between cash and gold in exchange for formal recognition of the new Italian state. That one deal made the Vatican instantly wealthy and placed it squarely in the modern monetary world. But what happens next? Well, that gold didn't just sit in Rome. It moved. And during World War II, it moved in ways that still raise questions. Because according to multiple sources, including post-war Allied intelligence, the Vatican may have helped facilitate the transfer of Nazi gold. Gold looted from occupied countries. Gold taken from victims of the Holocaust. Gold that needed to be laundered into the post-war world. And where did some of that gold go? Through the Vatican Bank, officially known as the Institute for the Works of Religion. Publicly, it's a religious institution. Privately, it operated like a financial clearinghouse with minimal oversight, diplomatic immunity, and deep connections to Swiss banks. And it was during this time, 1943 to 1945, that gold shipments passed through Rome en route to Switzerland. So what part did the Vatican play? That's what no one agrees on. Some historians say the Vatican helped hide the gold to prevent it from falling into Soviet hands. Others say church officials acted independently, helping Nazis escape through the infamous Ratlines in exchange for donations. And here's where the trail gets strange. In 1997, a declassified U.S. Treasury report revealed that the Vatican may have held 200 million Swiss francs worth of Nazi gold by the end. That's over $1 billion in today's terms. The Vatican denied the allegation, but they never opened their vaults. And to this day, no independent audit has ever been conducted on their gold holdings. What's in those vaults? Where did it come from? And why is it still off the books? We'll get into the surviving locations, hidden gold, and how it connects to one highly protected mountain vault in Part 2. That vault? It's real. It's reinforced. And it's buried beneath the Swiss Alps. Officially, it belongs to a private bank. Unofficially, it's been linked to ultra-secure storage for monarchs, billionaires, and the Vatican. It's called the Gotthard Vault, and it's not a myth. Hidden inside an old military bunker, deep within the granite belly of the Alps, this facility is immune to bombs, economic collapse, and digital surveillance. And according to multiple banking insiders, who requested anonymity, at least one chamber inside that vault is marked for religious clients. What's in it? No one who knows will say, but the timing lines up. In the years after World War II, as global banks began tightening reporting laws, the Vatican quietly expanded its relationships with Swiss institutions. And here's where the trail gets colder, but not invisible. In 1952, documents from the Bank for International Settlements show sudden gold account activity linked to unnamed religious entities. In 1967, Swiss couriers were intercepted with transport documents listing liturgical reserves, a euphemism historians now believe referred to untraceable bullion. And in 1983, after a Vatican financial scandal threatened to expose their offshore assets, a previously unknown trust registered in Liechtenstein moved over $250 million in precious metals. But this story isn't just about secrecy, it's about survival. Because in the eyes of the Vatican, gold isn't an investment. It's continuity. Through wars, regimes, and revolutions, gold has kept the Holy See liquid without reliance on fiat, governments, or international aid. They don't trust markets. They don't trust central banks. They trust gold. And while they preach simplicity and spiritual wealth, the Vatican owns Renaissance masterpieces, vast land holdings, and centuries' worth of artifacts. But only one thing in their vaults holds its value across all borders and belief systems: gold. And they're not alone. In 2024, multiple leaked memos suggested renewed efforts by the Vatican to audit their physical assets. The reason? Quiet fears over debt defaults, rising authoritarianism, and a shift in UC monetary dominance. According to one report, the Vatican has recently repatriated a portion of its holdings from London to a more neutral location, and one private security firm contracted for Vatican-linked shipments confirmed moving precious metals through Zurich under diplomatic seal. What does that mean? It means their gold still moves, still flows, still hides in plain sight. And yet, almost no one in the public knows where it all is. There are theories, of course. A fortified cellar below St. Peter's Basilica, secret compartments beneath Castel Gandolfo, or perhaps in the tunnels beneath the Lateran Palace where Roman emperors once stored tribute. But one location keeps coming up again and again. A restricted facility on the outskirts of Lucerne, Switzerland, officially labeled as archival storage. Unofficially, a safe house for untraceable reserves tied to religious institutions. The Swiss authorities have neither confirmed nor denied, and journalists who've tried to investigate have received polite rejections or sudden revocation of access. So here's the final twist. This isn't about conspiracy. It's about power. Because while nations print debt and speculate on digital ledgers, the Vatican has quietly done what emperors used to do. Stockpile something permanent, indestructible, non-negotiable, gold. And somewhere, deep beneath mountains and marble, that gold still waits untouched, untraceable, and unspoken. Let us know in the comments. Do you think the Vatican should be forced to disclose its gold reserves? And if it did, what do you think we'd find? Make sure you subscribe for more sovereign deep dives, because the next episode might just be about the Vatican's secret land. You're watching Dome Gilded, where we chase the metal, not the hype.